All right, what's up, guys? So we are on our second day of this new kind of training phase, testing this out. Yesterday we just did sprints and plyos, and today we are going to do our lower body lift. But we're also going to do our kind of some change of direction work. That's going to be kind of my warm up here. So I'm going to go out. I don't know, the grass is probably a little bit wet, but we'll make do. We'll throw some cleats on, dig up the backyard a little bit, do some change of direction type stuff. For this, again, with your warm-up, do what you feel that you need to do. It doesn't need to be 30 minutes. It shouldn't take you 30 minutes. Again, that's why I like training every day, doing something every day. So then I don't need to it doesn't take me 20, 30 minutes just to get warmed up. If you're going to play a pickup game with a buddy, it takes you 30 minutes to stretch out before you can even take a shot. No, it shouldn't be that way. Move your body so you're ready to, instead of that whole saying, you don't need to get ready if you stay ready. So be ready all the time. Yes, a little bit of warm up is going to help get you ready to go, especially for more high intense stuff. Today we're going to be lifting heavy, so we're going to want to be warmed up for some heavy squats. But again, so we'll do a little change of direction stuff out in the yard. We'll come in and lift, jump, and bend our spine. We'll get ready to go. We got some block cleans, power, and little combination complex. So block cleans and regular, or block power cleans and block cleans, kind of in the same one rep then another rep of the other. So we'll do some seated jumps seated jump over a hurdle. We will do we're gonna do belt squats, kind of build it in, take some pressure off the spine, not a lot of compression in this first few weeks of this training. So we'll do belt squats with Bray Wyatts, and then we'll do some single leg RDLs and hit the groin a little bit. So not a ton, keep it simple, I've done a lot of the super complex stuff, but again, and a lot of times that just takes up time and you don't get the best results. So I'm gonna start keeping it simple a little bit more, and efficiency and training with a lot of intent and getting back into things here as the off season starts. We're also going to reintroduce depth drops, so we're going to start building back into those. I didn't do a ton of those this summer, again with the Achilles, so we're going to start slowly building back into those. So we're not going to do weighted, but we'll do depth drops. That's going to be in our tricep with the cleans, depth drops, and then the seated jumps over a hurdle. So we're going to get going. I'm going to go put some cleats on, and we'll get going with the change of direction stuff. Probably just bounce ball, change that way. As we start out simple, easy. When you got one person training by yourself, you can do these very simple change of direction stuff. So let's get going with that, and let's start our journey. Let's be athletic for life, and it starts with your training, but you also need to sleep. You need to eat well. Again, but that stuff is not in the gym. This stuff is in the gym, on the field. That is where we train, that is where we exercise, that is where we move our bodies and start being human. So let's get going. All right, we just finished up some little change of direction stuff out in the yard. Fun, always a way to make training fun. Again, people think training has to be boring to work. No, it does not have to be boring. It does not have to be the same thing over and over again. Find little ways to change things up and add some variety, add some variability to your training to make it more fun. Because if the training's fun, you're gonna do it. And you don't need all that motivation. You don't need motivation to do things that you enjoy. So find ways to make training more enjoyable, so make it fun. For me, that's doing athletic stuff. It's not doing the same squats, bench press, deadlift over and over and over and over again. That stuff's good, I like that stuff, but again, I like to be athletic, and even if you're not playing sports anymore, find ways to make training more athletic. Like I was doing, throw a ball up in the air, go chase it down, chase your kids, play with your kids, those types of things. So, but now we are going to get in. We're gonna do a complex. So we're gonna do one block power clean, and then right into the next rep is gonna be one full clean. So haven't done full cleans in a while, so working on getting that full range of motion. I suck at it because I always want to compensate. I'm used to being in sports where you don't want to let your body get low. You want to stay in that power position, that more athletic position. You want to stop yourself. So it's just, again, let myself sink and melt kind of to the ground. We're gonna pair these with depth drops. So we're just gonna drop, nothing too high today. We're just building back into these. And then after depth drops, we're gonna do the seated jump over a hurdle. So just right from that seated position, right into a hurdle jump. See how high we can get on that today. So get some warm ups here with cleans and go from there. Again, I suck at cleans, but getting into Olympic lifts for the last year or so. Are they necessary? No. But it can be fun, a good stimulus. I'm looking at getting Olympic shoes, but I'd like to try them on before you buy them. And I don't know anywhere to like buy them and see them in person. Like Dick's doesn't have them. Like I don't know, athletic sporting goods stores sell them. So I don't know if anyone has any recommendations on Olympic lifting shoes. Let me know. But one of these Curry 12, I just got these for like $40. I actually really like them. Not a big Under Armour fan. I think most of their stuff is ugly and crappy, like the old Curry shoes that look like your dad lawnmower shoes. These ones are actually pretty nice, especially for $40. So these will probably be like the shoes I wear for like jumping, going in the garage, and then playing basketball outside. Got the way of Wades that I like for indoor basketball. Those shoes are too nice that I don't want to take them outside. Those are probably my favorite shoes. One of my favorite pairs of shoes I've ever had. Not saying a lot because I've had a lot of shoes, but nothing beats it. Just so we'll do one power. Right in one wrist. Still, even after 20 years, still feel it after I broke my wrist. It's just kind of like knocking the rust off, I guess. Each time we do these. Going back to shoes. And I think my favorite shoes of all time are Air Force Ones easily. Probably had 50 pairs of those in my life. Thank you, Nelly, for turning me on to Air Force Ones back in 7th, 8th grade whenever that song came out. But they're just clean look. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. Simple, clean. A little blocky, but again, I'm not wearing them for performance and training. It's like you think of all the shoes now, but then back in the day, guys were playing in Chuck Taylors and just crappy shoes. But Air Force Ones, a lot of Jordans are like 3s and 4s. I think are probably my favorite. 11s are good too. Ones are okay. I think ones are overrated, just because they are. At least the ones I haven't had. The sizing sucks. They cut too sharp in the toe, and it's just too narrow. Cuts too sharp. Not enough room there on the toe. Not very comfortable. But as far as the shoes, I like basketball shoes. And Iverson's old ones, the Answers. I don't remember if it's the 4. I think the 4s. But yeah, as far as recently, by far the Wade 808. 4s I got. I'm making powder blue. My favorite color, so those are my favorite shoes. But these Curry 12s are nice too. Especially for $40, you can't beat that. And with these, we're gonna start this week with just some compliant ones. So that's the melting. Think of sinking into the ground, not trying to stick them. So you can think of trying to land softer. Getting deep into that range of motion. Landing in the bottom. Getting not too high. I don't know, it's like 24 inches I think. We'll just build on it as we start getting these more. Hurdle jump. So starting from just no momentum, starting from that seated position, trying to get power right out of that position without using typical jump. You got your momentum, you're swinging. And here you're just starting in this position. Just jumping right over it. Yes, you're gonna use your arms, but even here it's hard to use your arms because you can't get a full swing because you're gonna hit the bench. Again, create that momentum off the ground, power off the ground, pushing through the ground and floor. These I'm not worried about the landing, I'm not worried about sticking. We'll do that with those. Again, if you're playing sports, landing training is kind of trying to stick a perfect landing unless you're going out the vault. It's not going to make much difference. Yeah, train like those we do it just to train taking on force. These, it's a variety of landings is going to help you be better. So I'm just working our way up on these clean complex. I'm not good at cleans. Again, this might not look like a lot of weight to a lot of you. Well, that's fine. That's you do you. I'm gonna do me. This is my journey. Again, I didn't start doing the Olympic lifts because I used to be bought in the brainwash that they're terrible for you. They're not. They're just another tool that you can use if you want. If you don't want, that's fine too. But again, with that, same with you. If you're on your journey, use other people. It's fine to look at other people, use them as inspiration. You see their story, their journey, but know that they might be like me. I'm probably 20 years into now to training. You might be 20 days in, and that's fine. You are on your journey. I'm on my journey. It's great to use other people's inspiration. You see that story, how they started from, like, I was fat, out of shape, piece of trash, piece of junk in college, eating all the crap, drinking all the time, staying up late, not taking care of my health, destroying my body. That was my 20s. And then in my 30s, I start finally realizing I need to change. And you see that inspiration, maybe it's something else, someone else's story is an inspiration. You see them all the time. We don't see enough of that, actually. We don't see enough of these good, positive influence stories. We see a lot of news, negativity. Social media is all full of the negative crap. People just hating on people and stuff like that. And everyone's so negative. That's just that human way that we are these days. But you see these inspirations and use that to kind of, maybe that's something that helps get you going. But then it's got to be you. It's got to be you, your journey, and become an inspiration to someone else, your kids, your family, your friends. They see you change your life, they use it, they want to do it. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's about. And compare yourself to you at different points of your journey. Yeah, everyone's going to compare themselves to other people. They see the famous athletes and stuff, and that's just total human nature. That's fine. But just know that they're on a different point than you are. So don't expect day 20 of yours to be year 20 of mine. You're not going to be the same. We all have different genes. We all have different lifestyle factors. We all have different lives that we live. It's your journey. Enjoy your journey. Live your journey. Make it the best. All right. So again, we're going to do that clean power into a regular clean. Let's see how bad I suck at these. I don't know how that felt, how that looked. You might think, oh, these aren't like these in box jumps get hate because it's you're using your hips too much. You're flexing your hips. Well, yeah, sure, it's not. I don't have I'm at 38 inches now, going to 39. I don't have a 39-inch vertical, but still, that just means good hip mobility is good, especially in sports. So these are those high box jumps where you see people landing are great. Yeah, it's good, the box jumps when you're starting someone out, where they use the rainbow analogy, where they come up and they're landing on it on their way down, and that takes a lot of impact. A lot of people who have a lot of joint pain haven't jumped in a while. I do that with a lot of my older athletes, the grandmas, the grandpas, the beat up people with a lot of knee, ankle issues. We start them there, jumping onto a box, but again, focusing on the landing on the way down. But even once you get more advanced, you do those high ones and you land in that knee squat, that can have a place too. That hip mobility is not a bad thing. So again, everything's so negative. There we go. Let's get this. Yeah. Plus you get a little back extension on these too when you get a kind of like a high jump. Good deal that Matthew out there. You did a good job today, but you look good, but I don't really have any updates. I think there's a lot of information, but there's no updates. Yes. A day or a week at a time, but we'll see how this afternoon goes and tomorrow. The key is when he says a week at a time. Squats. I got Steve spotting me here today, so with these we're going to work up to a heavy set of 3, kind of maybe a 3 rep mat. We'll push it. Nothing too grindy again, but then we're going to do a giant set, like that Will Rattel type thing with his giant sets. Work up to a heavy set, drop the weight, and we're just going to go 10 reps today at that weight, and see how many sets it takes. Could be 2 sets of 5. It could be 5 sets of 2, we'll see. And with giant sets, in this phase, we're going to kind of progress each each week, so we'll add a few reps to that giant set. So nothing too big days this day. This is kind of just that get back, refresh. It's not a deload. It's actually going pretty hard compared to, I just did a deload the other week or so ago just because I needed it. So again, belt squat, you get the hand support as well. So I add some heel elevation to this. I gotta put my feet up too, just because I'm so short that when I squat down, I actually have weights on there. They just hit the ground when I'm going deep. We'll also do Bray Wyatt's as well. So that gymnast bridge spine extension. Keep our back feeling good. So we're not compressing the spine either with these. So not a ton of compression. This block of training, this little phase, whatever you want to call it. Let's see if this is good. Yeah, the problem with these is, one of the problems with this belt squat is just getting the belt to feel good on your body, on your hips. It can also be challenging to find an angle to make these like squatty. A lot of times it's that blocky powerlifting squat with the box or belt squat. So I need to make sure I'm squatty. That's what I want with these, not the box squat, butt back type squat. I want the butt down, the squatty potty squat. Alright, next up we're going to do just a sandbag Zercher single leg RDL, so sandbag in here, that single leg RDL, so we squatted 2 legs, we'll hinge on 1 leg today. I like that formula, it works pretty well. Do these and then we'll hit our ISOs on the groin, on the glute ham, and we'll be good for the day. So let's see, this is just 50 pounds, let's see how this is. Not heavy. In single leg, you're constrained by balance too. Same with the Zercher position, just holds sandbag, loads it in a different position. Plus, this garage floor there's a huge crack running through it, and it's not very level. So that plays against it too. With the sandbag, I only got a certain amount of bags, but I could probably put weights in here too to make it a little bit different. So that's a little too light for another bag. Go up 100 pounds. See how those feel. 100-ish pounds, I should say. Sand falls out of these, so you know. Not sure how much exactly is in each of them. But each of these has 50 pounds of sand in. And again, this when it gets big like this, it gets really awkward to hold. But again, you're not confined to just barbells and dumbbells and kettlebells. Find different implementations, different tools to get the job done. It's like you're not going to use a screwdriver to hammer a nail in. Find what works for you. Many tools can get the job done. Or should I say, yeah, you could use a screwdriver, screw something in, or you could use a drill. Whatever works, I guess that might be a better analogy too. That's like holding a body. Sometimes you fall off balance, that's alright. Take a little rest in between.